I suffered through burnout twice in my life, once in my 40s. And I mentioned that episode when I had a bad job and only one good friend and 3 kids, and I was working way too much and I got depressed. And it was a lot like burnout. And I recovered from that depression by working with a therapist and by resetting priorities, and over a 2-year period, deciding to change jobs. And so that was my first episode of burnout as a working mother. And I freely talk about that because I think a lot of women deal with postpartum depression. It's a common complication of childbirth. And a lot of women nowadays are dealing with burnout from their work. Mm-hmm. Then later, before I retired, Blanca, I developed burnout from my work. Wow. I was working too many hours, taking night call. There were a lot of really ethically challenging babies in the NICU where the doctors and parents disagreed on therapy. My youngest was in college abusing marijuana, and I was worried about her. And I found myself getting fatigued, exhausted, overwhelmed at work. And I had never done that before. When I was tired, I would go home and take a nap and then I'd be fine. But I would wake up and dread going to work. I was 60 years old. I woke up and I said, I hate this. I had never hated it before. I'd always loved it. And then I felt like I sort of distanced myself from my patients and from the nurses and from my colleagues. And I had never done that before. I had always been kind of buddy-buddy with the nurses. And then finally, I didn't feel like I was making a difference. And so I started therapy again because I wanted to recover from burnout. I changed my practice to part-time and went to a different location, a different hospital. And over the period of a year and a half, I got better.